Hello and welcome to another adventure of video generation. Today we're going to look at video generation based on video reference. And we can see here combining things together, we have a pretty good output there. That's my workflow, and let's dive into the workflow description there. So how does it work? Well, we have the chat prompt. Let's say we put your forger in case you don't know, it's a very popular anime character there with a lot of specific details. So let's put that in the Hunyuan video model. That gives very good video consistency. If we use that prompt with the Hunyuan video model, we get something like that because it doesn't know all the details of that video anime character there. So it's quite a bit different. If we do the same, but now we use a Hunyuan Lora, the Lora would be pre-trained with all the details of that anime character. And for fun, let's put some cat ears there. What do we get? So we get something much more closer to what we're looking for because it has the right training of that specific character. So, and it also had that cat ears there. So it's really following the prompt and also the Lora to help it out there. Now, what's special about what I'm going to be showing here? Well, I'm going to be showing low-res video and any video as video reference. So we can use those to reference the generation there. And we're going to be using the denoise to help us upscale there, right? So I'll call it the Latent Upscale Guidance. So let's look at how that works. So same thing here, cat ears with the Lora, the prompt through the Hunyuan model. We get that video there, but we're going to use that video as a reference. So we're gonna have a small version of the video with low step and low res, and we're gonna use that as the input to another Hunyuan model generation there. But in the second Hunyuan model generation, we're gonna use a upscale. So using a video reference, trying to upscale it by using the Hunyuan video model there. And also with the Lora, with the prompt, and what we get a higher, better resolution video there, but with all the information and the video reference. And it doesn't stop there. We could even, instead of using that generated video reference, use a completely external video from outside there, right? And put that into our workflow. If we do that, what do we get? So we get that combined version of movement and also input into that video output there. So that's what I'm going to be sharing today. We can even, with the denoise there, scale up or down based on what we want there of more reference or less reference. So let's look at that. So what's the deal here? Well, we're using the Hunyuan model to upscale, right? So by upscaling, usually we have consistency issue, but with the Hunyuan model, it resolved that. So we have a really nice video as an output there. What we have here now is the running of a full workflow, right? So let's go through it there using the ComfyUI and going through it step by step with me showing you how does it work, right? With my current workflow that I'm going to be sharing in the link there. So here's the workflow. The left section, we have the input section with the low res and low step there with the preview video that you see there right there. So that will be our input toward the second step, which is the upscale video reference, right? So you take the first video there and you input into the second section. It will give you the higher resolution and better video. And the final step on the right is really just to final upscale and final interpolation there to have a nice final video. And on the top there, you have a external reference video. So we can just take another video from outside and then try to use that as a reference to guide your final video generation there. And we have a switch there to enable the choosing of which video to use. And I also have on the top left there the group switch so that you can enable or disable different group there because you don't want to do all of this in one shot. You have to do it step by step. So step one right here, the input, probably the step where you can spend a lot of time. The upscale also will take a lot of time because it's a lot of high step video generation there with high resolution. Final upscale goes pretty fast and it's pretty straightforward, so usually you do it in one shot and that's it. And external video reference, well, that's what you want to use to guide your video toward what you want to see there. So let's zoom in to see more about how this works. As you zoom in here, you can see the different section, video to video here with the upscaling. You have the final upscale and final interpolation, so that's interesting. And also you have the top here, the video referencer from the external video reference. I'm going to zoom in here toward the enabling and disabling of different groups. Before, where I was doing this manually, now with this I can just click yes or no, and it's going to disable, enable different groups there. So it's easy to control what we want to be generating, which section we want to enable, which section we want to be focusing on. And you can see here I'm enabling, disabling different group there, and it's as easy as a toggle there. So that's very convenient as a little tool there. So let's zoom in here and enable the first section, right? The input section. This is where, you know, you're gonna play around with it there to really put the right input information to have that first video reference. And to help out a bit there with my workflow, I put some color legend, gray. Mostly you don't touch it, you leave it there. I mean, they don't change a lot there. Green, most of the input and changes. And orange is where you probably fiddle a bit there with, you know, the steps and so on there. So on the top left, you have the Lora select, right? This is the part where you can select many Lora to guide your video, to have that information train data there for your video. You have your prompt. I'm not going to detail that. That's pretty basic there. Gen preview size. I mean, that's where you decide how big is your video. You don't put it very high because this is your preview, and then you have your seed, where you change the seed there so that you can have different video generated if you don't like the output. So let's try for the first video generation here. Again, this is a preview of what you want, so it's okay that it's low resolution. It won't be exactly what you're going to be getting anyways, right? So really, it's going to guide your final video. So let's say we take that as a guide to a video there. You can see the different connection that we have toward the second step there, which is video to video. And you can see here I've enabled the video to video. So with this, we're going to be generating a higher step or not, depending on what we want there. And also the denoise there. Denoise will be the control knob that enables us to control how much of that, you know, that first preview video are impacting or upscale video to video generation there. I'm gonna fast forward there to get the result. Here we go. So you can see the result here. I mean, it's not exactly like the preview video, but you can see some resemblance there, right? So there's some element there for sure. Now the step here I put very low. We should put much higher, something like in the 20, so that it has more time to really realign with what should be on the generated video there. I'm gonna put now a denoise a bit higher, 0.95, so that it just use the reference video as a small guide, but it would allow it more liberty to generate whatever it wants there, right? So let's go to a fast forward so that we can see the result with a high step and a high denoise. So this is what we're getting there. You can see a much higher detail, much more higher quality version of the video. I'm gonna fast forward again, but lower step with high denoise is what we're getting, which is similar to the 0.9 there. Now I'm gonna go 0.9 but 20 step, right? So a bit more of the reference video that will come through, but at a higher step, right? So that should give us a better result there. And there you go. So we can see here this is pretty good result there. So let's use this as a reference there toward the next step there, so that we can I can show you a full flow of this thing there, right? In the later section, I'll be playing around a bit more with the different denoise and steps there, so we can see different kind of results there. I'm gonna go here and also try to enable this external video reference. I'm gonna zoom out to show you where we are there. In fact, I'm gonna make sure that we separate things there so that the toggle doesn't get confused, because I was overlapping different things there. I'm just putting here these output just to compare, right? So they're not actually part of the workflow there. So there you go. I enable the external video here, right? So you can see the external video is different, yet we want to see how does this impacts our final video. And make sure you match the size in the frame, because you want it to be similar there at some point. So you saw I just switched the flow there toward the top flow, so that the top element will be used there, right? Which is the external video instead of our generated video that we did in the preview. And you can see right there when there was a switch. And now let's generate it so that we can see how that external video impacts our generation there. Keep in mind that external video impacts, but the prompt and all the element that we put at the beginning there with the Lora would still impact our final generation there. So it's going to be a combination. So you can see here that that's the combined version there, right? So the combined version here, you can see element from that external reference video. In fact, I'm going to bring it down so we can see it a bit closer there, how there's a element from that video that's combined together there. There's a lot of red there on the bottom, the movement there, the point of view, right? I mean the how it's stylized there. I mean there's element from the character, Lora character there, from the prompt, but also from the external video. So really it's trying its best to combine everything together, and it's being very stable, right? I mean, you don't see a lot of flickering or element that pops out of nowhere there. So the Hunyuan model enables that consistency of the output there. So that's great. Now, just to finalize things there, I'll do a final generation. So let's enable that final section to do the final upscale and interpolation, right? So to have the higher resolution and also smoother video there. So let's run this. This usually it's a very fast run there, and you won't get that much surprise, right? So this is really just the same output that you see there on the video to video, but it's just at a higher resolution and better quality, right? So really you do that as the last step there when you have a good video in the video to video. So there you go. I mean, again, it's not very easy to see it from this from a YouTube video, but if you do it yourself, you'll see the difference in quality there. So let's go through another round of this there with another input so that you can see a different outcome there. And I'll be playing a bit more with the denoise and so on, so that you can see how the denoise, the steps on the video to video impacts our outcome there. Let's start with generating again the preview video. We can do that multiple times because we want to choose something that looks good. Let's try this first one there. The preview video always is very fast because it's a low step and low resolution, right? So it goes pretty faster. We don't have to wait a long time, and we can do that multiple times. So the first one here, I mean, not super impressed there. It's a bit of a weird movement, so detailed there. So I'm gonna try for another one there. I just changed the seed to see another output there, so that we can use as the input toward the second step. So here's another one. Kind of okay. The arm is a bit strange, it's kind of disappear. Not sure if I want to use that. Let's change a bit the prompt there. I think I want it to be a bit closer view so that we have a bit more details there. I'm removing the part of the prompt that has, you know, the boost, the bottom part there, so that we can get a major view of this there. So let's look at this a bit. The generated new video preview. Hopefully we get a bit of a closer view of this, and we will be able to use that as a input for the second part there. I think here, usually because it's low resolution, you have to be a bit as at a close-up to have a bit more of the details, right? Otherwise, you have to increase the resolution of the preview video, which is not always convenient because we want to have a lot of them there. So there you go. I mean, you can see we can see a bit more information here because, you know, it's a bit of more of a close-up, and I think that movement it's quite nice there. We see a lot of details. We can use that to see how the second step is impacted by that first preview video there. So again, we're using the bottom flow there. We're gonna give it a try. Let's put a denoise in the lower step, just a 6 step there. It's probably not gonna give a really good output, but as the first run, let's see what's gonna give us there, just as an example. Let's wait for it to generate. It goes fast enough there, so I'm not gonna fast forward this part there and see right away the outcome that we're gonna be getting there. Soon I'll be updating the step for sure. I mean, usually I'll end up using a higher step there. Low step rarely gives me something that's good there. But it's fun to see the preview of what it looks like there, so that you don't wait a long time. Here we go. Interesting, but definitely not something I'm going to be using there. A lot of strange, weird morphing going on there. So let's increase that step. Denoise, it's still at 0.95, so it's not using a lot of the reference video to impact my outcome there. But still, I mean, you can see that how the input video is impacting is used as a reference for the output video there. So there you go. This is at 20 step with 0.95 denoise there. So not too much impact. Still, it's very close to what we have as a reference video. So I think that's a very interesting one. Let's enable the final section there just to show you that, you know, it's easy to do that upscale and interpolation there. I mean, literally, you just enable it and then it runs, right? So nothing much to show here other than it's very easy to use, right? But let's have some fun now, right? I mean, let's have the that external video be our input there, and see how the combination of that Lora, that prompt, the even the flow there of the first section will impact the second section, right? But just before that, I just want to see, you know, if we lower the denoise, meaning that there's more impact on the input video. I want to see what it looks like before I add the external video, right? Just to a point to compare, basically. So you can see here, I added, I reduced the denoise, so it should have more of the input video, and you can see the flow, the movement is it's a bit closer to the input video, right? So I think definitely there's some impact there. And just for fun, I'm gonna really lower the denoise there to really, you know, have the strong impact, right? Fast forwarding this there to see if it has that strong impact I'm expecting. And let's see. There you go. You can see very, very close to the input preview video there. It's almost a copy paste there with a higher detail, higher resolution of the outcome there. Okay, so now for real, now let's enable the top input video there, which would be completely different. You know, the movement, the style is very different than our preview video, the preview video really matches the prompt and everything, right? So that's why it's a good way to input and to guide our outcome there. This will be a different one, but I mean, sometimes you want something different, so we can just take another video and see the outcome we're going to be getting there. I've tried to use a very different video. Sometimes it gives you strange behavior or strange outcome there. So even though we can put anything, keep it something that has some similarities, right? Because otherwise you just get some garbage out there. Fast forward, let's see what we get there. So with the new video there, but in this case, strong input there, because we put 0.7 denoise, right? So there you go. I mean, we have a very, you can see the strong input from the external video there. The movement is almost the same, right? The clothing, the color, but you can still definitely see the character, you know, the your forger character, it's still there. I mean, it's clearly a different character than our input video. I just increased the denoise there, right? So that we can have less input, you know, less impact from our input video. Let's see what we get there. There you go. I mean, it's still there. You can still see the movement, you know, it's being impacted. You can see a lot of red coming out there, but less impact there, right? So more closer to the first video. And here's the bonus section as usual there. I'm just sharing different video I've generated there. Hopefully you can see what we can do with the video generation there with video to video. And hopefully you can also play around with it there. Like I mentioned, my workflow is in the description link. Have fun with it and let me know what you get out of it there. Thank you very much.